Yeah,
Oh, no, wait, I think it shows because oh, no, never mind. It doesn't.
Says we're live.
All right. It says we are live. So if everyone is already on and can see us, can you start giving us some hearts and start rating in the chat box where you are all from? I love it. I seriously love seeing where everybody is from. So go ahead. I'm just going to get it pulled up here and make sure that we get a good view and everything. Some hearts. All right. All right, we're live. This is good. Welcome, everybody. Please type in the box where you're calling in from. While you guys are doing that, I just want to say we're going to be talking about money today. So because we're going to be talking about money and the success that this amazing couple is having, I need to let you know that when you hear from them, that doesn't mean you're going to get the same success as them, because it does take hard work and dedication to make a substantial income in this business. So knowing that, if you look up above in this live thread, there's a link and it's www.worldgn.com. And if you visit there, you will see our full income disclosure stating this. And we're also going to be talking about a product. And just to let you know, the product isn't to treat or cure or diagnose anything, and it's not a medical device. You can also see that full product disclosure on the website as well. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Tiffany McCormick. I live up in northern Minnesota, way up in the woods, like in the woods. I don't know if you can see it in the background. It's a beautiful fall. It's getting chilly out. But I live up here with my husband, and we have two beautiful children. I have an 11-year-old and a 3-year-old. Super busy. My husband and I, we own a traditional business which specializes in excavation and barging on the lake up here. And about 4 years ago, I started just looking for my own success. I think it was something to get me away from running the kids everywhere and get me away from the construction stuff, because it really wasn't me. So network marketing gave me that avenue to be able to meet people from all over and travel. And 4 years ago, when I actually started, it was with a different company than what I'm with right now. I was passionate about the product. I wanted it in everybody's home. I absolutely loved it so much that I never would have looked anywhere else. I was comfortable with doing my traditional business. I had my social outlet. I had my kids keeping me busy. And then 6 months ago, the company that I'm with now literally just showed up into my life, and my life is transformed. And I know it introduced me to this wonderful couple that I'm going to be interviewing, Jake and Sarah. I did not know them prior to this company. And that's just basically what I want this interview and this whole thing to focus on. It's just talking about, you know, MLMs and the trends that are happening, and how regular people like myself, living in a populated area of 500, who's never seen previous success in network marketing before, to where I am today. And Sarah and Jake, they are a prime example of this. I couldn't think of anybody better than them. So before I do this, I really, cute couple alert. Everybody give a whole bunch of hearts on Facebook here, because they are seriously like the cutest couple in like all the land. And that's a true story. They had previous network marketing experience with another company that when they actually first came into the organization, they were passionate about it. They kind of kept this on the down low. They were taking a company paid trip, which means that you guys had more success than I did in my past company. But they loved the products as well. They loved the company, but they made the shift. They came to this company, and now their business is booming. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but business is booming for this couple. Sarah, she's also a nurse. So this company and product really aligns with her professional background. And Jake, he is the person that he calls himself psychologically unemployable. But truly, I just think that means he just has an entrepreneurial heart. Like, he's just meant to be an entrepreneur. So you take this couple, and a guy that's adorable like Jake with an entrepreneurial heart, and a hustler and driven, confident woman like Sarah, who's also gorgeous, and you put them together, and their cute 1-year-old Landon, and you put them into this space. I mean, it's it's really fun working with them. And I'm really, really excited to have you guys on here and have all of you who are tuning in hear from them. So I'm just going to jump right in. Are you guys there? I want to make sure I can hear you.
We're good. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys good.
Perfect.
Good. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on here tonight, guys. And I just want to ask a couple questions that I want the audience to hear from you. Is basically like, what opened your guys' eyes into network marketing? I mean, Sarah, you're a nurse, and Jake, obviously you have an entrepreneurial drive, but why is it that you guys chose network marketing as your avenue? Like, how did your path begin?
So it's interesting because the way we joined network marketing is we didn't know we were joining network marketing because we had never heard of it. So we, like you said, I'm like psychologically unemployable. And what that means is not that anything is wrong, but I've always had like the mindset where if I show up to a job and I see, let me just tell you a quick story. And this is really kind of was a turning point. I was doing lawn care stuff, and it was the week before 4th of July. And I was doing a job and I was getting paid, the $10 an hour. The company or my boss was making about $250 for that job. And I was technically going to make about $5 because I was getting it done in a half an hour. But my boss is at his cabin already with his entire family enjoying himself. I was at work. And at that point, I remember I told Sarah, I'm like, I'm not coming back on Monday. I'm done. And this was there's a running theme. I think the longest I held the job was 18 months. And that was because I liked the people. I hated the job, but I liked the people. So that was and at that point, but my story is I went to 3 different schools, 5 different majors, left school because even if I graduated and I got a job, I still wouldn't want that job. So I left school. And at that point was really lost and didn't know exactly what I was going to do and how I was going to provide moving forward. At that time is when we were introduced to our previous company and looked at it. I didn't understand any of it. I saw a 53-minute compensation plan video that I didn't understand how it worked, but I saw dollar symbols on one side. I'm like, oh yeah.
Game over.
They'll join us for sure. Oh, we got 8 people for sure that are joining, without a doubt.
We made this whole list of who was going to join our team and everything. And I'm going to just back up a little bit too, because I just jumped into the profession to support him because I went to college and I got a degree as a nurse. I have my 4-year degree as a nurse, and I did what I thought was expected of me because of what I was taught from my family and my parents, that you need to go to school, you need to do X, Y, and Z to get where you want to go in life. And the only way you can do that is if you have the credentials behind your name, or if you get the big degree. And so I went to school. I paid tons of money for school, and then I'm still there. I'm still living paycheck to paycheck with my nursing career. And so when we saw that, well, hey, we could potentially make money doing this thing on the side, Jake could stay at home and then we wouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck. Well, that's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't anyone want to do this? So like Jake said, is we watched this 53-minute video, made a list of 25 people. We're like, oh my God, the money's going to be flowing next week. Every single one of them is going to join us. Little did we know when we contacted every single one of them, everyone said we were crazy.
Yep. Nobody joined from that list. Nobody at all.
Not one person, not one.
No. So our network marketing career started out really, really fast because we sponsored one person in our first 6 months whose father paid his way in the business and he never was able to do anything. Just didn't have the time. So that was how we started. But the thing that I'm really excited about and passionate about is, even though our results were not there, we struggled, all of that, I immediately realized though that this profession was an opportunity for me and it was something I got excited about. So I studied the profession and I learned about personal development. I listened to stories. I learned from different people all over the place. So yes, income-wise, it was never there, but I always stayed engaged and stayed around the profession because honestly, I don't know what else I would do. Once if you get into the profession, you really start to learn about it, you're not leaving.
Right.
Like what else can you do where you can impact people on this level? So that's how we got introduced, and it was rough start.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a process, but throughout that process, I know for me for sure, I am not the same person I was 4 years ago. And that to me is the most exciting part. You know, income would have been nice with it too, but who I am now compared to 4 years ago is even more important.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It's like a self-growth development with a comp plan, even if it's a small one. I couldn't agree more. That was really, really well said. So I'm curious, it seemed like you were passionate about the people and what you were doing, even though you weren't getting paid, but like what really led you to the current company and the switch? Like, why did you switch companies then? Like, what was the deciding factor for you?
So the deciding factor was we were at a point where I was starting to look for a job. And as I just described, for me to be looking for a job and starting to fill applications out, you knew we needed to make a change. Mm-hmm. At the same time, we weren't looking for another company. So we were staying loyal to what we were doing, even though we weren't having any success and income-wise. But we never thought about joining another, like it never was even in an idea of getting aligned with a different company. So Sarah can kind of share the story because it's pretty interesting how we got here.
Yeah. And so for me, like, so what ended up happening too with the company that we currently were aligned with is that it really fit well with my nursing background as well, just kind of like the new one we are with. And so I had a new passion for educating people about the product. And so I was a huge product advocate, and that's what I did with that company. And that is how we made the money we made. We didn't truly make business builders. We didn't form the business aspect of network marketing with that company. And so like Jake said, we weren't actively looking because I wasn't actively looking because I was happy with what I was still doing with that previous company. And so I actually, a good friend of mine, Nancy, I actually tried to prospect her for my previous company, and she was a good six-figure earner in another company. And I was like, oh, she's so good. She's so good. She'll join me. I know she will. Long story short, she didn't join me. But when she sent me a message about looking at something new after she had told me that she found her spot and that she was going to be there forever and that she could not see herself doing anything else because she was so passionate about what she was doing, I was like, okay, well, if Nancy is taking the opportunity to look at it, I can't not look at it, right? And so I tried to justify why I should look at it, but I didn't look at it still. It ended up actually being 2 weeks in when I ran into Nancy while I was working at the hospital, and I was taking care of one of her friends after she just delivered her baby. And Nancy's like, Sarah? I'm like, Nancy, hey! Like, and she didn't even bring up that I did anything about the video that she had sent me. And then I got home, I watched the video. I was like, Nancy, I watched the video. I need more information. Like, I watched the video for our company, 2 minutes of my time, and I could not sleep. Everything in my head was circulating, all of these ideas on where this was actually going to go and where it is going to go and where it already has gone in the 6 months that we've been a part of it was literally just like falling into, it was like a domino effect of like, holy cow, everything I envisioned for my previous company and changing the face of healthcare, changing the face of how people truly treat their internal body and how they really do things for themselves was literally right in a 2-minute video that I watched. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jake, we have to do it. And he, at that time, like we were so plateaued in growth that we were just like, kind of like not done with the industry, but like just like drained. Physically drained. And so I was happy with just being a product promoter or advocate, and he was good with going back to work. And when that happened, I was like, that's not my husband. I don't know what's going on here. So what happened is I actually went to work. I showed 10 of my coworkers the video. They all got excited. Their eyes lit up. And I was like, oh, game over. Got home, told Jake, even though they really didn't tell me they'd all join me, but I told Jake, I got 10 people. Let's do it. Signed up right then and there, went back to work. 2 of the 10 ended up jumping on with me. And then in 4 weeks, we created a team of 60 nurses. And it's because of the relevancy of the product and what it's truly going to do to healthcare. And where average people like you and I are going to get a piece of technology and healthcare money that we would never have access to.
Exactly. That was my next question too, was just like for
Yeah.
what, no, that's perfect. That's good. It was just like for what, I mean, what was, my question was what was different this time around than your last company? Because it was aligned with you said it was to better people's health and it still fit into your nursing. So I was curious, like, how did you enroll one person in 6 months before and what caught, I mean, you enrolled 60 nurses within your organization. Your organization was popping nurses left and right, over 60 nurses in like less than a month. It was crazy. And your guys' success, your organization, you guys are qualified diamonds, which is $50,000 in USD sales in a 7-day period. So to go from like enrolling one person that had to have their dad buy them in 6 months to $50,000 in sales and sales in 7 days is huge. So I was just wondering, like, what do you really owe that success to? Like, what do you really think made that big of a difference just by making that shift?
Right. I'd say there's about 3 things. It's the relevancy of the product, the mentorship in leadership that we have within this company, and the system.
Yeah, are you with us, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You're froze on our side.
Okay.
So yeah, those are like the 3 big things. But another thing too to remember is, if you're new to network marketing, whatever the case is, our success didn't happen just boom. We went through all the crap first. So that's another, that'd be like the 4th thing is we developed ourselves through time. And now when we aligned ourselves with relevant product, incredible leadership. Now here's one other thing too. And this is to me is probably the biggest thing other than the other, the relevant product is we had really good leadership and mentorship over 4 years, but we never had mentorship like we have now, who's actually in the field with us every single day doing the work. That is a big thing because the people, they're in the field, so they know what's working, what's not working, how to adjust things, rather than being taught on different things that happened, 10, 15, 20 years ago that worked.
Yep, for them. And like that was our biggest thing, was that we always were getting told what people had done previously in network marketing 10, 20 years ago, and that's what they wanted us to implement today. But time is always changing and it's always moving. So there's always something new and a better way to do something. And so we lacked that. And so we always were trying to formulate and be like, okay, what are we going to do next? How are we going to do this? And it was such a relief to come somewhere and have everything dropped on you and you didn't have to come up with anything. It literally was just handed to you on a silver platter and you're like, game on, let's go do this. It was the biggest breath that I could, I literally released after getting that and being a part of this versus what we had been doing for the last 4.5 years, honestly. We created and did everything.
Love it. I did too. I totally can relate with you guys. That's why you're the perfect people to bring on this call, because I had to come up with my own marketing tools and systems and be creative and order a bunch of stuff and reinvest into my business. It was a pain in the butt. So I agree. It was a breath of fresh air. I want to add one last question for you guys, and then I'm just going to share some information with them. But my last question for you is for Sara. It's the fact that you have the traditional job. You are an RN and you work, how many hours a week do you work right now?
Prior to our company, I was working, well, actually in December and January of 2016 into 2017, I was putting in about 80 hours a week.
Yeah. That's crazy. And how many years of schooling did you have to do?
4.5 years of schooling.
And can I even ask this? How expensive is going to nursing school?
It's expensive. I would say student loans is well over 40 grand with everything, with expenses and stuff. And that's not taking additional classes and doing things to better or to advance to go faster and to get your degree faster than you actually really want it or can achieve it. So there was all these other side things too that you were putting money towards. And that's not including the cost of books and everything else. That's literally just classes.
And time too. Time is so valuable. So like knowing what you spent in nursing school, I mean, and people can be passionate about what they do. I think that that's the best thing about network marketing is you can still do a job like nursing and be passionate about helping people, but then bring in a substantial income like with a network marketing company. So it doesn't mean you have to quit your job or your passions. And I love that about it. But just knowing what you invested in schooling, and this is my favorite part about network marketing, like there's hardly anything that you had to invest to get where you are today in network marketing.
Correct.
Am I right on that? I mean,
Nope,
like you bought a product that you already wanted, and the only investments that you're making is on what? Like, what are you investing in your business right now? As far as money, like traveling and, you know, going to places is about it. So like,
just putting money towards things that we want to be putting money towards. It's not that I need to put money towards the industry to get better at what I'm doing. Where like in school, I had to put money towards the books and I had to put money towards the classes so I could learn the material. I don't have to, a lot of the stuff is free material in network marketing. It's all about personal development. 90% is personal development. 10% is actually taking action and going forward with what you learn. It's the application portion. So you can get all of that on YouTube. You can get tons of free information on how to better yourself and how to become a better person. And things like that with what this industry does. And with our mentorship alone, I have so much free knowledge coming into my brain. It's unbelievable. I don't even know if I can store it all.
I love that. And then knowing just because of your guys' success now, this is like a fun one. Like how much money you guys are making now. This is, like I said, with hard work and dedication, see your income disclosure. The money that you guys are making now, like how is it equivalent to the money and the hours you'd have to put into nursing?
So if I look at it so we get paid bi-weekly, so we get paid every 2 weeks. So, and as a nurse, and in this company, we get paid weekly. So I am earning more money in a week than I do in 2 weeks as a nurse. And I'm putting half the time into this because as a nurse, I have to go to work for those hours, 12-hour shifts. I have to be there and I have to be 100% in 100% focused in what I'm doing. I can't be, oh, I'm going to go read a book or I'm going to go do this or I'm going to step away from my patients for 25 minutes or a half hour, like 12 hours of straight patient contact for 3 days out of the week versus coming home and doing 5 hours here, 10 hours here, whatever the case is. The bigger our goal is, the more hours we're putting into this. But on a financial standpoint is in a week, I make more money doing network marketing than I do in 2 weeks as being a registered nurse with a degree.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love the industry. And that's why I really want to focus on this. I want to thank you guys for answering the questions that I had. That's what I want to go branch off on. I'm going to do a screen share. I want to talk about network marketing and just how it's making a shift in the world today. Like, rise of the entrepreneur, like where the world is going, because I am a traditional business owner and I have this avenue as well. So I see the different path of like where it's going, like how much overhead there is in a traditional business and how much time has to go into a traditional job to, you know, be able to compensate and like earn in a network marketing company. So I am going to do a shared screen here. And I just want to show you guys some really interesting slides that I found. Hold on, bear with me here. Income disclosure. Again, man, I'm really compliant. Give me a bunch of likes, some hearts. I hope everyone's interacting. I can't see you all on Facebook. I love you all for chiming in. Even if you're watching this, like the recording, like I hope you're still interacting. I want to know where you guys are calling in from. I know the parts you love the most. But here's something that was really interesting that stood out to me in network marketing as a whole. There's over 80 million people that are involved in network marketing. And majority of those people are actually women and minorities. And the interesting part about that is just because they're receiving more pay and more support than maybe they could in their traditional jobs. But 80 million people are involved. That's a large amount. And the fact that most network marketing companies pay about 40% in commissions, you guys, this is insane. There's $71 billion a year paid out from network marketing companies. So me being a traditional business owner and Sarah and Jake being as smart as they are, I know they know these numbers too. This is crazy. This is why I just let go of what people thought about the industry. I let go of people's opinions of it because numbers don't lie. There's $6 billion a month being paid out in this industry and $200 million a day to regular people like you and I. And even though it's drawing in women and minorities for majority of the time, I see so many more professionals, like white collar professionals, starting to really jump into this industry because of that more pay. So many like physicians that I speak to or people or attorneys, they're trying to cut back on their hours, especially women. They're trying to, take care of their family and hold it all together. But everyone's just trying, they're all headed toward that entrepreneurial path. Everybody is trying to stay at home. If you even think about it right now, how many people in the world are making stuff at home, such as soaps, and they're sewing stuff, and they're turning around and they're selling it on Etsy and eBay. Everybody's just trying to make an extra dollar. And something that I really loved about this industry is that even though that people are trying to make that extra dollar and they have to be creative, and I'm not an overly creative person, and I love the network marketing space because here's how I look at it, you guys, because this is retail. I'm looking at network marketing essentially the corporate office they have the product, they deal with the shipping, they deal with the innovation of it, they deal with like the major marketing of it. And then there's us out in the field, like Sara and Jake and myself, where we have this franchise. We're like our own franchises. And we could easily distribute out this product and talk about it if we want to. But to me, the most successful way is to find people like Sara and Jake and find other people to lock arms with and run this store together, because more word is going to get out. More people are going to distribute a product. And so some people in network marketing really, to me, don't see the income they deserve because they're not locking arms with other builders. And just like Sara mentioned before, she was distributing out products. You weren't mentored into the state of finding people to build an organization with. So this sheet right here too, just in US retail sales alone, looking in 2016, it started to decline. I can't imagine what 2017 is going to show because I've seen it. In just this past 6 months, I see so many white collar professionals and people that would never put network marketing next to their name, and they're doing it because stores are closing. Like they say, I love the phrase, no more brick and mortar, everything is click to order. And it's true. Amazon is on the rise. Retail stores are going down. People are having a tougher time finding jobs that pay them well. And so it's just really interesting. Another stat that I saw was there's 550,000 Americans right now that start a new business every month. There's 550,000, that's just Americans. The coolest part about with the company that we're in is it's global. So just think that's just the American market that's starting a new business every single month. So the people involved in direct selling in 2016, if you look at that, the discounted customers is higher than the full-time business builders. So when you hear the phrase about network marketing and people say only the people at the top make the money, or it's just a pyramid scheme type thing, this really to me like points out the facts right there. Majority of the people are wholesale members. They join the company to get the discount on the product. They're not joining it to run and treat it like a professional business and a professional industry that it is. So that 0.8 there, which this is calculated in millions of the full-time business builders, are probably the top earners. But you know what? They're treating it like a real business. They're treating the industry like the way it deserves to be treated. So yeah, there's a ton of people in network marketing not making money, but they're either doing it not just because they don't have good mentorship or leadership, or they're just doing it for the wholesale membership and they're just sharing products here and there with friends. And this I really liked too. This is just categorizing like where it's at in network marketing. The largest thing is in wellness. I mean, there's a lot of other companies out there, which by the way, I love like network marketing companies and I love their products. I totally buy everything. Like most of my stuff in my house is me supporting other network marketers. But the largest growth is in wellness. That is where most of the money is being made, in your health and wellness. So knowing that trend and knowing and literally understanding that this is where the world is going. By the way, hi Landon. Oh my gosh, he's so stinking cute. They got their baby on the screen. I wish you guys could see him. You can't see him. Dang it. Okay. Okay. But just knowing that network marketing is on the rise, like direct sales is on the rise and retail stores are going down, that's a trend. That's a shift that's happening in our culture right now, whether you like it or not. Like, this is really happening. And my favorite quote is by Bill Gates. Bill Gates says the secret of success in business is in detecting where the world will go and getting there first. So I really truly believe that our CEO and founder, Fabio Galdi, and our company not only just caught on to the trend of the industry and where the world is headed, he has this wonderful quote that is anybody that knows business today knows the most efficient way to move a product is in network marketing by word of mouth. So not only that trend, but wearable technology. Give me some hearts, you guys. If you've heard of Fitbit and Apple Watch, you can type yes, just blow up the message on Facebook Live. Like, we're familiar with wearable technology. I'm pretty sure that 1 in 3 of you on this call either own one and the other 2 just know about it. Everybody knows about it. There's an entire aisle and stores that are just dedicated to it. It was actually evaluated as a $14 billion industry in 2016. And by 2020, according to Forbes, which is an expert in wearable technology, and you can fact check anything that I say, is that they're predicting a $20 billion growth to take place. So wearable technology is like on the massive rise, like massive rise. They're saying that it's going to be the end of the smartphone era and everything is going to be eventually on your wrist. So it's crazy that this company that we're with and that we're capitalizing on, why normal people are winning right now, is because we're earning money on technology and health and wellness in the industry. I mean, it just really makes sense. Like, to me, the CEO is a freaking genius for this. And how is he doing? How are we doing it? How does it stand apart from like Fitbit and all that stuff? Like, why would people buy it from us? We have first to market features. It doesn't do just your steps and your sleep. We have plugins that do your blood pressure, your heart rate, an ECG, and an EKG. So those are the major things that really make it stand alone, and why we're attracting physicians and nurses and anybody of that, like Sara, is because it really does align with the health part of it. It's really a way to build a closer relationship with your doctor, because most people are not going in to check their health, and it has a guardian feature on it, which means that when your bioparameters go out of whack or range, like if your blood pressure was to go out of range, it would alert your loved one. I mean, so if you guys have an aging parent or somebody that you can think of right now, just drop a 1 in the messages below and let me know if you know somebody that you would like to monitor from far away. Even if it's next door, you're constantly going over there. It's in your mind. You're worrying about them. Another feature that makes it stand alone is the panic button. I love this for my daughter. I'm thinking when she walks down to the bus in the morning, if something bad, God forbid, was to happen to her, she can push this button 2 times and it's going to give me a drop GPS of her location. So it's a really good safety feature, and I absolutely love this. It's a first to market. We get to earn on this. But it doesn't, just wait, there's more. The biggest thing, so many people that I hear in the network marketing space, I get the rebuttal of like, well, it's non-consumable. People aren't going to reorder. Like, how are you? No, people need to reorder makeup and stuff like that. Not true. This company has thought of that. They're way ahead of this. So a part of your residual income is on app downloads. Let me repeat, the app downloads. We get to earn anytime your customer base downloads an app. We have an open API platform. So as a customer too, I'm really excited because I'm not limited to just the hardware. I get to have a device and I can download fun games, and I can play games with Sara and Jake. That there's an app I heard that was coming called Beat the Lie Detector. So I can strap it on Jake, and whenever he thinks he's getting smart, I can call him out on it. Or Sara could have fun with that one on her husband. So there's just so many, the possibilities are literally endless when it comes to this. And it also gives app developers a way to capitalize on it as well. So if they want to develop an app for this product, it can. And you'll have other fitness plugins. Some of our features, the plugins, you guys, to come that I didn't even mention, we have right now the first to market to do amazing stuff, but we are in the final clinical stages of blood glucose monitoring. That's huge for diabetics and even non-diabetics, because of the crap we put into our body, it just brings that awareness. But think of the diabetics that are constantly having to check their blood sugar levels. So we're in the final clinical stages to be able to launch that with our device, and blood alcohol monitoring. So it'll be able to monitor. We have the patented technology on that already. So it'll soon be able to do your blood alcohol levels. But what we have is already relevant enough, and we have crazy big things to come first to market. But with the products that we currently have, the Hilo LX, we've already sold over 500,000 devices just in pre-launch alone. And this company, you know, a lot of people say, well, what happens when Fitbit or Garmin or something comes out with similar features? They are. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The other companies are going to do it. But think about it. How many makeup lines are there? How many, like pop, I say pop, some people say soda. How many pop products are out there? They're all succeeding, right? Coca-Cola and Pepsi are just fine. This is no different. This company is modestly only going for 3% of that market share, that $20 billion growth in the next 2.5 years. And we've already surpassed that, and we're at 5.3%. We're ranked number 4 in all of wearables in the wellness and M Health Smart Bands. So it's crazy. We don't even have the blood glucose yet. So that's a huge clue and a huge sign that we're in the right place. Plus the fact that we get to own part of the company. We're publicly traded, which is our stock code is WRMT. So that to me is really why we're drawing in all just varieties of people, from the stay-at-home moms to people from Wall Street, because you can watch these stocks and see that we're a debt-free company and just how much it's skyrocketed in this alone. So there's so many things about this company, but the one thing that, like Sara and Jake said, that I know that we all owe our success to is the leadership here. So this slide right here just shows you the top leadership. This is our president, millionaires and above. There's been some new people added to that. There's some amazing people that I want to make sure that I give credit to that aren't on this slide. But Shanita and Nat Pranaputra, they're number 4 in all of network marketing, you guys. Like, not just this company, in the entire industry. They're making $1.2 million a month. Like, give me that little O face on Facebook, you know, like the, oh, wow, 1.2 million a month. That's just crazy. That's crazy. And then Chad and Natita Chong, they live in LA, and she's a busy mom of 3. And they're ranked number 9 in all of network marketing. And Ramasio Fulcher, I mean, give some major hearts, because if you're in this company, you guys know how much he pours into this organization. Ramasio Fulcher is a freaking genius. He's number 19 in all of network marketing, and everything that Sara and Jake is doing, everything that I'm doing, and the people in our organization are doing is straight from those 3 people right there. That's our direct line of leaders. But there's a person on here, there's like a couple people I really want to say, Seville and Rachel Coe, super successful. They've never had success in network marketing before. I think their biggest month was $500, and now they're making $20,000 a week. And they're training us. Like, this is crazy. And then Tanya Hagri is our first female solo president in Minnesota. So we're both from Minnesota, Jake and Sara are, and so am I. And we just have the most amazing leadership that are, like Jake said, they're active in the field with us. They don't have past success. They're working right now with us. And they're like, do this and let's get on this webinar. And they're just pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into this with us. And so just everything that I spoke about today, you guys, is based on trends. It's based on the industry itself, and it's based on companies. We've done our research. Like, so knowing this, like, it's so freaking big. It's not just your typical makeup and supplements and shakes type product. We're earning on technology and healthcare money. And that is truly, truly just unbelievable that we're able to earn on this. So yeah, wow, that got me all fired up. But you guys can unmute yourself. I really wanted to just thank Sara and Jake. Everybody give them tons of love. Like, just pour it in there. They're amazing. Like, I am so honored to be working with you guys. Like, I mean, I learned so much from you guys, and you run your organization so well. And I guarantee if your organization is watching this, they're going to agree with that. There's Landon. Hi, baby boy. Oh my gosh, everyone give some love for him. Do you need me to unmute you? Can I unmute you guys?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, the giggle.
We had to shut off all of the keyboards so that he could play with them.
Oh.
And then we had to reboot them all up.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
But this is another reason why network marketing is not perfect, but it's better. I can't go to work as a nurse for 12 hours and bring him alongside with me. I don't miss a beat when I'm at home.
I love it. I love it. You guys are just such an awesome couple, awesome parents, and you are inspiring and leading the way for many. So thank you so much for being.
Thank you, Tiff.
Yes, thank you for getting this set up.
Yeah. You guys have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Yes.
Bye.